Welcome back, folks, to another fine episode of 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. Now, if you like the first one, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic about that because I liked it too. Don't mind the noise. Just want you to know, sorry, want you to know that I'm going to try and do this every night, but unfortunately, I'm having to do it after work, which means that, it's going to come out later in the evening. My apologies, but you'll get over that because it'll be caught up. And this weekend, I plan on getting ahead of the game. So a few months ago, when I started thinking about this, what am I going to do? Right? What am I going to do on this 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave podcast? I could do a lot of things. I could do just me going on and on and on about stupid stuff, things that bothered me today. Well, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people do that. That's not who I am. I complain once in a while, but I'm not a big complainer, I don't believe. Now, there may be others out there who think I am. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. Anyways, so I thought to myself, well, I'm big into technology. I like technology. I like the new things coming out. So I decided to have a little fun with ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. Now, let me ask you this. If you're a baby boomer, doesn't artificial intelligence sound like an oxymoron to you? For those of you who don't know what an oxymoron is, go look it up. My gosh. So, my first thought was, okay, let's see if they can create an artificial intelligence. So I played with it for quite a while. I did, even while I was doing work with Tim on Poetry of Christian Faith, the podcast that we had together. By the way, that's the name of the podcast that Tim and I had, Poetry of Christian Faith. Before we rebooted the podcast, we took a month off. We came back with a different strategy and a different name and a little bit different outlook on it. We went from Living in God's Rhyme podcast to Poetry of Christian Faith podcast. So during that time, all this is going on. ChatGPT came out. ChatGPT 1, then 2, then 3, then 3.5, then 4, which we're at now. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, ChatGPT, this is what I want to do. Here are the parameters that, I want a podcast that's going to last between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm a baby boomer and I want to talk about things that have happened in my life. Why don't you give me 30 topics to start with? Because my first thought was, well, heck, there's the first month, right? If I'm doing 30, one a day, there's 30 days. Well, actually, that's more than that because I plan on taking one day off a week, I think. But anyways, here's what they came up with. And this is very, very good. I was very impressed. Introduction episode. Share your background and the purpose of your podcast. Number 2, life lessons learned. Reflect on the important lessons from your 6 decades. Yeah, I had to tell it how old I was. Your favorite music memories. Discuss iconic songs, musicians from your era. I'm sorry, not area. Interview a friend. Well, I'm not going to do that right away. Nostalgic childhood memories. Recall memorable experiences from your past. Well, I've got a lot of those. That could take me a couple of days. How technology has changed. We're talking about that right now. Anyways, it came up with 30 great ones. Okay, let's not say great. Let's say it came up with 30 good ones. And I have to enhance that. Of course, it's got to be mine. I don't want it to say, oh, by the way, this is what ChatGPT told me to do. This is what I'm doing. So this is what I'm doing today. Today is more along the lines of, here's where we're going to go. I'm going to start doing video soon. I'm recording this one on a video now. I don't like it because I'm leaning back in a chair and it's, first one in, first one out. You know how that goes. Eventually, I want to start doing these live. I want to get a week or two in, get comfortable with my what I'm doing with my format, how it's going. I started a website last night with a company that's going to take care of all this, everything, all the podcasts will go there. It's called 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. I own the website. I own the name. I own the name grayhairdave.com. May you believe that stuff? I own grayhairdave.com. How cool is that? That is some cool stuff. You can do these things, folks. If you're a baby boomer out there and you've got something that you want to get out, or let's just say you have an idea, a great idea of something to talk about, I'm going to show you how to do it on Boomer Podcasting. But here is where you get the basic info on it. And this is all free to you. I hope to continue on with this. This is a lot of fun for me. This is what I enjoy in life. I enjoy speaking. My brother Tim and I, we found out on the podcast, both had the same dream when we were younger. And that dream was to be a disc jockey on the radio. And back when we grew up, that's what they were called, was disc jockeys. A very good friend of mine when I grew up as a child, and especially during high school, and a little bit afterwards until I left town, uh, was a disc jockey at a local station, and he went over to the college town when he went to college, and he was in a radio station there, involved in that, involved in the radio for years, and I was always envious. I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous person. I'm not jealous of what you have. I might be envious of how you got there. And for me, it's more how'd you get there? Now, he's somebody I might bring on. As Matt, I'm sure, has all kinds of great stories to tell. But, anyways, that's where we're headed. So, that's podcast number 2 in the bag. Well, in the can is what we call it. And the name of this one is And So It Begins. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. It's a little late getting out because of some of the weather we had here. By the way, I live in Florida, and it was a nasty day out in the afternoon. But we got through it, myself and my friends, hopefully. And I'm going to do some quick editing on this, and then we'll get it out to you. Don't forget to tell your friends. 5 minutes with Gray Hair Dave. It may be 10 minutes long, but it's 10 minutes packed with fun. That's what I hope to do. Talk to you soon. Bye, folks.